Hey, I'm Steve Arendt, and this is the Better Lives, Better Business podcast, where we do the deep work and the hard work together. The hard work of building better businesses that foster better lives, and the deep work of discovering the values that our business is meant to serve. Let's dig in.
This past week, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to do hard work. I reflect back on my life, and I think when I got started in business, hard work was pretty clear to me. That I would go out and sweat, get physically tired every day. I would load trucks, work long hours, handle equipment, put tents up, pound tent stakes in the ground, do whatever it takes to get and grow sales. There was a certain pride putting a hard day's work, seeing strong sales and numbers, and feeling like my business was growing, as if keeping my sales up meant that I was winning. But if there was a point, I had to really rethink my idea of what hard work is all about. I had to ask myself, is all that physical effort, chasing sales, really getting you closer to your goals in my work, in my home? When I asked that, it was a little disheartening because sales were growing. And I did go home every day fatigued and tired. And I did feel good about my daily work. But after a year or two looking out, it was like, I'm not making much progress at home or in my personal goals here in the long term of things. So I had to really make some decisions. The daily grind of doing what then I called hard work, is that lining up with my bigger dreams for my business and for my family? And at that point, it really wasn't. I was just feeling good about myself because my sales were growing. So I had to stop for a minute and reevaluate all that. The real bottom line was, my business was not all about sales and profit. There's a saying that goes, sales are for vanity, profits are for sanity, but cash is king. Big sales numbers look great, but if you're not making a profit, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of where I was at. Profits are what pay myself. They paid my team. Profits are what allowed me to reinvest in my business. So I had to start refocusing myself, not just chasing sales and working hard and putting the sweat equity in, but I had to stop and educate myself, take the time and give myself permission to say, you know what, this time of education is also hard work, even though I'm not physically moving around or sweating. And that was a big change for me. So once I got my head around profitable work, what it meant to go out and sometimes do that same kind of grind of loading the trucks and pushing the tent poles up and pounding the stakes, but understanding, is that profitable for me? I also then had to understand that even if I'm making a profit, I could run out of cash and not make my payroll or pay my bills. I had to always keep an eye on my cash, know what's coming in and know what's coming out. That was a whole different learning curve for me. I had to learn not to spend all my profits on new trucks and new gears and new building so that I wouldn't risk meeting the next payroll or paying next week's expenses. So I had to learn about my numbers. I couldn't just rely on my accountant to do it. I had to set up simple processes to check and see if every job was actually making me money. I had to look at my financials regularly, so I'm not caught off guard. So I would always have enough cash available for next week or next month or whatever I wanted to invest in next or payroll I had to make. So what I found out was the true work isn't just about sweating or long hours. It's also about learning, planning, and making smart decisions. Make sure that your effort is always moving you towards long-term goals, not just wearing you out. So key takeaways here. Hard work and high sales are great, but profit and cash flow are what keeps your business moving. Learning your numbers and building habits that protect your bottom line is really important. And regularly checking that your work is helping you reaching your goals, both for business and financially, is ultimately the most important thing. I hope this helps. It's a few minutes of better life, better business. Fold that into the week ahead, and we will catch up with you next week. Steve Arendt here, wishing you a great week.